Hello, hello. Hello. It's a beautiful Thursday morning and I'm live. I'll pull back music a little bit more. There, it just stays in the background. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Code It Live. Yeah. I'm Sam Basu. I'm a dev advocate at Progress Software, and I'm just going to write some casual code today. Today is Xamarin Thursdays on this channel, so let's pull back our audio a little bit more because I'm hearing what you all are hearing. I don't want that to be too loud. There you go. Okay, so just as an FYI, if you are, well, I mean, it's online, so it doesn't really matter where we are, but today and tomorrow are the two main days of Codepalooza as a conference, and it's all streamed online. So I'll be speaking, a lot of my good friends are speaking today and tomorrow, so if you want to geek out with us, come join us over there. But this hour is just about me doing some Xamarin coding on each Thursday. So let's get started. And if you're new to the channel, we do a bunch of things throughout the week. We do CMS and podcasts on Mondays. We do Unity and VR dev on Tuesdays. Wednesdays are all about React and UI. Thursdays are Xamarin.net. And then Fridays we kind of end with a chat show. So let's begin, and thank you for joining me. So you're all looking at my desktop, and that is not my car. But let's get started. So on the Xamarin front, maybe I want to start here. So this is the Xamarin Blogs, and they push out updates. It's a lot of good people working on Xamarin engineering that push out releases every few weeks, and there are fun bits in every release. And I want to dig into the latest release that they did, which is Xamarin 4.8. So if you are again looking for news on the Xamarin front, this is probably a good place to bookmark. This is the Xamarin Blogs. I mean, they have community folks write about it. They have all of their advocates write about it, and it's fun stuff to know what's latest and greatest in Xamarin land. So right there you can see like David Orton, who's one of the PMs. 4.7 had shapes and paths, which I might want to get into. And then somewhere down here I thought James Montemagno, yeah, right there. These are good friends of mine, and he had written up this post on Xamarin Shell and some of the updates, some of the nav updates that they did, which was nice. So we'll get into that, but let's dive into the latest release, which is 4.8. And Jake, who's one of the PMs again, he wrote up this post that I want to dive into. So brand new bits here in Xamarin 4.8. So how do you get it? You get the latest NuGet package. It's all one package now that includes all of the things that they have done in the release. So let's start here, and we'll get to play around with some of these things. Looks like they got some code here that I can try. So brand new gradients and brushes. I'm kind of surprised that we were not able to do this before. It sounds trivial, but I'm sure there is like a lot of engineering to this to get brushes and gradients to work nicely. I want to say, like, in other, like if you went to slightly other UI controls, like we make Telerik UI, I think we were able to do gradients, but I think this is like formal, and it's coming like as a part of that's default and built in within Xamarin Forms. So is my music too low again? It's always a hard mix to find just right, where it's not too loud, not too low. Okay, so let's begin here, and looks like they got some gradients and brushes. They got drag and drop. They got more stuff with the shell flyout. Okay, and they have feature contributors and a few more things. Okay, so let's start. Yeah, let's start building something. or I mean just a dummy project where we get to try out some of these things. What I might do is actually, like, I don't need to use the shell to use, I'm sure, the gradients and the brushes, but we could probably build a new one and just try out the shell, what's new in the shell anyways. Okay, so I'm in VS 2019 on Mac, and yeah, I'm going to come down here and choose the shell forms app. So the Xamarin Forms shell, folks, if you have not tried it, it's nice. It just gives you some navigation, some pages out of the box, so you get to have a nicer starting point to building your app. So, I mean, I normally start with like tabbed or blank, but in this case I do want to start with shell because they have some updates in the shell, looks like. So let's start with that, and we're going to call this Xamarin Forms 4.8. Yeah, just let's go with iOS. Oh, it looks like this one is back. I didn't know this thing came back. I thought they took it away for a while. But this is nice. This gives you like an ASP.NET Web API project in the same solution. So you have a built-in place to hook up your data, excuse me, to a service, and then you can host the service anywhere you want. Excuse me for that cough. All right, let's go next. Yes, you can create the project there. Go ahead and create. I actually have not looked into the latest in what they've done with the shell for some time, so I'm actually also curious. Ooh, green screen. Green screens are not fun. Hang on, we'll fix it. This needs a bump and a quick restart of the video card. Easy to fix. Okay, we should be back. Stay there. This is our good friend Elgato that just needs a reboot sometimes to show my desktop. Okay, are we back? Yes. So it made a project, and it gave me an iOS solution. It gave me the .NET Standard solution, which is good. So right in here, let's take a look. So this is out of the box. I didn't do anything. Right now, if I use the file template, looks like it's doing Xamarin Forms 4.6 and Xamarin Essentials 1.5. So yeah, right there. So 4.8 is available. So this is going to be just a NuGet upgrade to say, go get the latest bits. Let's do that. Update. And it's updating Xamarin Forms. Music, where did my music go? It's starting up, but just slow. There, it's starting up. Real slow music in this. Maybe I could use some more energy this morning. Hang on, let me switch to a different station. Let's do happy. Let's do a little more fun and funky music. There you go. Okay. So back to Xamarin Forms. Yes, I accept your terms and conditions. Updated with warnings. Okay. Now the one thing before I do forget, like when you do this, we just upgraded Xamarin Forms on our .NET Standard project, but it's going to complain because we need to update this on every like platform-specific project as well. So right in here is iOS, and sure enough, this one is using the old Xamarin Forms, and you don't want these things to have a mismatch. So upgrade, accept again. Updated music, tad too loud. Maybe this is just the groovy nature of this station. Hang on. Yeah, maybe something a little more chill. How about this? Yeah, you don't want the music to be distracting. There you go. Okay, so I got both Xamarin Forms in there and updated. Perfect. Let's do a full build. So this should be the standard Xamarin Forms shell out of the box. Okay, build successful. Let's go ahead and run it. We haven't looked at any code yet. This is just what comes out of the box. So when I run, it should bring up my iOS simulator. I'm already on a Mac, so it knows how to go to Xcode, do the build, come back with that package. Okay, so this is the standard Xamarin shell. And I haven't looked at this in a while, so it looks like oh, I thought there was like a flyout thing that was supposed to happen, but maybe this one's with tabs. I can look in the code. Okay, so only 2 tabs. This one here is like an about page, start developing now. I'm sure if I click on this button, it'll go to a web page, which I don't want to. And then this one looks like a list of things, and then I can add things. So the rendering is horrendous. Like the spacing and padding of it, but that's fine. Okay, so that works. Let's dive into what this is working, or how this is working as. So let's see. AppXaml, does it have anything in here? Okay, let me bump up the fonts a little bit for you all. There you go. Okay, app resources, bunch of colors, styles, and VSMs, visual state managers. Yeah, nothing interesting here. Alright, and AppXaml, nothing much here as well. Looks like they have a dependency service and they're registering a mock data store, and then the main page is the app shell. Okay, so there's nothing in here either. So everything is in the app shell. Okay, let's look at the app shell. Okay, there we have stuff. Okay, and then app shell xaml.cs, which is the code behind. This one looks like it's registering some routes. We're going to an item detail page, like if you click on an item, I'm sure, and then it's registering the route for the new item page, which is like when we have to add a new item to like the to-do list. Okay, so nothing super exciting here. This is just, it's good to know that this is like route-based navigation though. But let's look in the app shell. Yeah, I don't want this stuff in my code, so get rid of that. And what is this? Tab bar, if you need to navigate this content. Yeah, okay. Go away. Okay. So we have a shell of a page, and I don't like these namespaces going way off. Come back to me. Come back. Yep. Okay, then we have some resources which are essentially used to style the shell. Background, foreground, title, some bunch of colors. Style has a tab bar, and flyout item has a base style, but it actually doesn't have any flyout items. Okay, maybe that's why it's not showing up. So we only have 2 tabs, the about and the browse, and they have icons, which I bet they're sitting here in each of the assets, packages, references, resources. Yep, sure enough. So these are being grabbed from the platform specific projects. 1 second. Okay, so that's where it's getting the icons from. And this one is a route, this one is a content template. I don't think we need to use any of these things just to try out something simple. So let's pull up Xamarin Forms docs, because let's see how we just add a new tab. Xamarin Forms, oh, it's like shell is right there. No, I don't want to go to add, that was Perl site, which is good folks at Perl site. Okay, so here's the doc for Xamarin Forms shell. Introduction, yeah, we know that. Create, flyout, tabs. Okay, tabs. Oh, so right there. So when you have the tab bar, it disables the flyout. Okay, good to know. I did not know that you couldn't have the tab and, well, I mean, I think you can have both, but I think by default the tab bar will disable the flyout. Okay, so in a single page, what are we doing? So this one is just the one tab, and the shell content is being set to this page, and the views, it's grabbing it from here, so it's views. Okay. Is nav bar visible? Yes, no. Flyout behavior is disabled. Okay. And then there are bottom tabs. This is kind of what we're dealing with, right? So we have tab 1 and tab 2, cats and dogs. And they can have icons, okay. Yeah, and a bunch of more stuff. Bottom and top tabs. Oh, you can have top tabs too? Wow. Okay. Yeah, okay. Alright, that's enough for us to kind of just stick a new page in. Let me grab this one. So, right here, we're going to mention that we have, oh, it does have the views thing. It's just called local. Okay. So if I already have that local, I should be able to get another shell content in. Like if I do this, so that should give me a new tab, hopefully. Right after this, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, it doesn't know what views is, but it does know what local is. So, well, it doesn't have a cats page. I can add a page called cats page. Well, no, I don't want a cats page. I want maybe a gradients page. So it's getting all these views from right up here about XAML, item details, item page, login. So let's add a new thing here. Okay, do you want it to be content page, which is code behind class? Yeah, so let's do, what was it? We are looking at gradients, right? Gradients and brushes. Oh, so let's call it gradients. Just to have a format, we're going to just call it gradients page. So it looks nice with the rest of the pages that are in there. Okay. So at this point, hey folks in the chat room, if you're just joining us, this is just Xamarin Thursdays for me, so I'm just writing some Xamarin code, cross-platform native mobile apps with Xamarin, and I'm exploring their latest release, which is 4.8, and they have a bunch of new things in there. So I'm just trying to see how they work. Okay, so I added a gradients page. Okay, this doesn't have anything yet, so let's just put a label just so we can see it work. Text, and let's go hello world like we always do. Okay, that's my page, and there's nothing in the code behind. Alright, that can go away. So now we can come down here. We don't need the app shell, we just need these two XAML pages here. Okay, so now instead of cats page, I can say gradients page. Is that all I should have to do? Let's check. Yeah. We don't have a flyouts yet, but that's fine. It should give us another extra tab. Okay, let's run it. Okay, didn't bring up my simulator. Okay, well, we have a tab, extra tab, but it doesn't have anything, so it just cannot paint anything on it. Okay, I get it. Hang on, I'll give you stuff. So here, let's give you a title called Gradients. Now, since we don't really have an icon, we can just reuse the icon from the About Us page. Do we have any other icons to use? Because we could use that in iOS. Feed. Let's do the Xamarin logo. Oh no, not that. Yeah. So icon, let's do Xamarin underscore logo. That's it. .png, and that should give us a logo. Hopefully, if it's built right and if it knows how to grab the resources out of it. So start. Oh, way too big. Way too big. Okay, well, at least we have our tab. Alright, can I get anything? Let's just use this tab about. I'm sure we can like make that logo smaller, but that's not what we are here to test. So what we should want is this tab to be able to click on, and then we want to go to that new page. Okay, yay, we have gradients. This is the browse, and everything still works. Yeah, gradients. Yay, we have hello world. Step 1. We have a new tab. Okay, now let's try out things in our new tab. Okay, so what they added was gradients and brushes. Experimental support for gradients and brushes. Brush allows you to paint an area with whatever you want. Solid colors, linear gradients, and radial gradients. So radial is like it's like a radius, and it starts blending the colors from a center outwards. Okay, so let's start with the solid color brush. This is on a frame. Frame is, I think, a layout piece, isn't it? Where is the UI? User interface, controls, reference, layouts. So I want to say, yeah, the frame is a layout piece. So I'm used to using like a stack layout or a grid, but they're showing us an example with the frame. It is a content view, displays a border or a frame around its child, and you can, I'm sure, put whatever child controls you want in the frame. Alright, well, let's start with what they have, and then I'm going to make it my own. Grab that. So this should give us a blue thing. So I don't want, well, I do want the content page, and then I want this. Will it work though? Yeah, I'm essentially making the frame the only child content view in this page. So that should work. Okay. It works! It works! So that's just the whole frame. Alright. So nothing spectacular about this, because like we were able to do this before. I suppose the border color, no, nothing new here. I mean, we have always been able to set a background on a frame or a content view. So what's new? Okay, so you can do brushes on a frame. So you can blend two or more colors together in a beautiful gradient. And obviously, since this is a gradient, you have a start point and an end point. So in this case, like we go from yellow to green in steps of like 0.1. So every frame is just like 0.1 lighter or darker. So I'm going to do a full copy paste and see what that does. So let's get this frame out and replace it with this guy and format things a little better. There you go. So now this is new. This definitely is new. Move that over. Okay, so on the frame background, instead of just doing a single color, we're doing a gradient brush, and we're saying here's a start point. Well, hang on. Which one is the start and which one is the end? I think like it's just based on index, so like 0 is the yellow, so it starts with yellow and then it ends in green. I think that's just what it is. Yeah, okay. So we're expecting something like this, but like obviously vertical, because that's our frame. So let's go ahead and run this. Start without debugging. Oh, that crashed. That totally crashed. What happened? Let's debug. Oh. Oh. They should tell us this, maybe. So, this is a new thing they started doing, I think, a year or so back, I think. So, what it's telling you is this brush thing is experimental, so you shouldn't just go ahead and use it. You need to accept that you're using bits that are like hot bits. They're not completely ready for production yet. So, all right, we get it. Brush experimental before you call forms init. I get it. So now we have to actually go into iOS a little bit, because I mean this is on a per platform basis. Every platform does the forms initialization, which is what brings up and bootstraps Xamarin Forms, and then we do our thing. So in this case, it should be in iOS in app delegate. Look at all the commented lines of code they put in here. Oh, right there, see? Set flags, collection experimental. Didn't I have docs on this? Where would that be? I thought I saw experimental flags right there. Yeah. Okay, so these are all the experimental things. Oh, look at the amount of stuff there. There's brush experimental. I bet that's what we need to use. I think that's what the error was. Carousel view is still not out of preview. Drag and drop. That's one other thing that they mentioned in 4.8. Expander, markup, media element. Radio button is still in shell, UWP, swipe view. Yeah, okay. I think we need this brush experimental thing. So, and it does have the collection view. Let's grab this. Folks in the chat room, if you're just joining me, I'm just coding on a Thursday, so Xamarin Thursday in here in this channel, and I'm playing around with some experimental bits clearly in 4.8 release of Xamarin. So we don't want collection view, we want this guy, brush experimental. Well, at least the error was clear to say, hey, you're using something that you are not supposed to be using without a declaration. Okay, I don't like all of this stuff that comes in. I understand why they have to comment about it. Well, what is this? You have 17 seconds to return from this method or iOS will terminate the application. Interesting. So they're very explicit that you got 17 seconds to get done. Okay, so finish loading. Now I have collection view and brush. Maybe the music is a little, because like somebody's singing actually, so let me turn it down to just some background music. Wait a second, this is still the chill track. I want ambient music. Yeah, it gets a little loud when somebody's actually singing and I want to like hear what the words are. Okay, so am I ready? Hang on 1 second. Jeez, my throat is bothering me for some reason today. Okay, so we have a gradient brush on a frame and we want to render that entire frame with our gradient brush. So let's see. Here's our shell with the 3 tabs. Gradients, yay, yay, yay. Rainbows. I mean, I take joy in the little wins to get something to work. Okay. I do all the rainbow sound. I don't know, this is like water splashing. Doesn't make any sense. Okay. Alright, so let's come back out and see what else we can do. So we got the gradients. Now I'm guessing like this is not too different. This is the Radial gradient brush. So you start on a center that you give it, like in the X and the Y and the radius, and then again the starting color is red, and then the offset, the ending color is dark blue. So it kind of starts blending from red and slowly going over to blue. So okay, we get the point. I mean, there is nothing spectacular about this. It's gradients. But I don't like to use a frame. Can I use this brush on anything? Can I? Hang on, let me see. I will get rid of the frame in just a second. So if I do a stack layout, can I do a stack layout dot background and do this? I'm guessing the brush works everywhere. Oh, it's vehemently complaining about something. No, now it's gone. So it was complaining about like having two views. So by default, the stack layout, I don't know if it'll actually paint the whole thing though. Let's try. I'm curious what it'll do. Because like stack layout by default, it only takes up whatever space is needed for it to render and no more. So I don't know if it'll paint the whole thing. Oh, it does. Okay. Okay, so good to know. So these are brushes. So essentially we can use these brushes for any content view. So it could be on a button, could be on a grid, could be on a stack layout, does not matter, which is good. Okay. All right, we got that. What else did they do? Radial, drag and drop. I don't think I want to get into that. I've just never been a fond of drag and drop from like one app to another, but I guess like it's pretty standard stuff what they're doing. There's a drag gesture recognizer, and then you, like when you drag an item, it builds up, yeah, like a data package, so you know what you're dragging. For image and text controls, it'll do that automatically. And then there's a drop gesture, so one app or one part of the app to another part of an app, you can carry things. Yeah, I get it. It's just not something I will explicitly use a whole lot. Okay, but this sounds interesting. Flyout Backdrop color. This is the reason why I did a shell, because I wanted to test what this is. Makes the shell even more. Okay, but we don't have a flyout. We just have tabs, right? In our app shell, yeah, we just have tabs. How can I make a flyout show? Let's see. Shell. Because I think the moment you use the tab bar, it, where can I begin? Oh, there you go. Flyout. Okay, so this is where like we have a hamburger type menu and the whole thing flies out. It's a nice nav pattern. So I can have flyout items in here. I can have menu items. There's an icon we can do. Flyout behavior is disabled. Flyout or locked. Oh, so there's a property on the shell itself. Okay. So where's my shell? It's right here. So can't I just go in here? What's it called? Flyout behavior. Right there. And oh, so disable flyout locked. So if I do flyout, will it show? I don't know. Where's my... Oh, there it is. There's the little hamburger guy. I still have my tabs. So they can exist. The tab and the flyout can coexist. But the flyout doesn't have anything, obviously. So in a flyout, I think this is where instead of doing a hamburger menu, you can give it an icon, so it's kind of customized to how your app looks like. And then you can like you can do a header here, and then you can do excuse me, flyout items over here. So let's maybe add one or two of those items. And let's see, how do we do that? How do we add items? Okay, so that's the header, which I guess can be templated. Background image, okay, not interested. Items, yep, that's what I want. Okay, when the nav pattern includes a flyout, there are flyout items, and that's what makes it happen. Okay, we can do that. So here's the flyout header, which we can skip that, and then there's a flyout item, and then there's a tab shell icon. I don't understand why there's a tab in. Oh, the tab is, this is not the tab bar. This is just the, like the tab, the flyout item tab. Okay, and where do I put this? Just inside the shell. All right. So that's my tab bar. Not gonna mess with that. I don't know what this thing is. The login page is disabled, and it goes to the login page. I don't know. Okay, let me do my thing. Flyout, title, cats. No, not cats. Gradients, icon. You can still use this tab about icon. All right. Now, views cat page. Now, there is no cats page. There is a gradients page. Ah, where am I typing? And also, there is nothing called views. There's just local gradients page. So copy that out. There. Okay, so this should give us one flyout item, I'm hoping. It's interesting that even the flyout items are called tabs. I don't know why we need to have tabs and flyout items, because essentially it is an item that we are declaring and defining. Okay, let's see if this works. There it is, and gradients, we can still go there. Flyout. There, okay. So we don't have a header, so this thing is way up there, but that's fine. And okay, so nav works. I can go to the gradients page, but then I do lose the tab bar. I see. Interesting. Can I go back? There's no back button, obviously. Excuse me. So this is where we do need to provide like a back button. Okay. Oh, and in fact, this can be a good segue. But let me, because I did something with the flyout nav. I want to test that. Geez, my voice is really acting up today. But anyways, let's go on. We don't have the header. We do have a tab with an icon. And there are a bunch of more things. Oh, there's the flight backdrop. Isn't this something that they did? Let me see. Yeah, sure enough. This is the flyout backdrop color, and that's the example they're doing. Okay, okay. So when you fly it out, you can control like what the rest of the content looks like. All right. So, oh, looks like there's a featured contributor of the month. Okay. Flyout item, and then there's the flyout backdrop. Oh, so this is nothing super special. Where did my music go? Music. There. So essentially what this is doing is using the brush, which, as we have seen, can be used on any content view. So it's using it on a stack layout or a grid, or in this case, just a flyout backdrop. So let me copy this whole thing and see what that does. I have no idea what these colors are. Guess we'll find out. Why does it have 3 background stops? I don't know, it's like mixing and matching colors and their offsets. Alright, and where does this go exactly? Hang on. This goes inside of a flyout item. Oh, so each flyout item can have its own backdrop. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but I suppose you can. So I can just come down here, fly backdrop, here's my brush, and a bunch of colors. That's it. Does that work? Okay, so we have our gradients. We can still browse with the tab bar. Then when I go here, wait a second, nothing happened. Oh, there it is. It's a weird shade of like pink and So it's only when this thing is happening. So it's obviously it's like the backdrop of the flyout. Like when the flyout is out, what's the rest of the backdrop that you see? That's what they're changing. So this one looks like, I don't know what these colors are, hex colors, but looks like somewhere between pink and orange. So it starts from pink, goes down to orange. So if you want to brand your app with some colors and you want to hide the content that's behind once your flyout opens out, I guess this is the way. But it's just a brush, so that works. Now the thing we're missing is, like, once we navigate to this gradient page, we can't get back to the home, which has the shell and the whole tabs. I think we just like losing the context of the navigation once we do that. So let's try to fix that. But essentially, I mean, this is just a brush, and I suppose it works everywhere. So yeah, this is nice, gradients and brushes. So thank you, Jake. Thank you, xamarin.forms. What else? Yeah, I think that's about it. But what I want to dig back into is flyout navigation. I thought James had written a post, and yeah, back navigation. That's kind of what we're looking for anyways. Okay, so we have route-based navigation, navigating backwards. Okay, with the launch of 4.6. So this is not brand new. It's like 2 releases back, but looks like we can do what we can do like from a terminal or a command line. So dot means go 1 up, and then like dot means like to the parent, I suppose, and then you can do forward slashes. So this is go back 1 page, pop 1 page off the stack, and then multiple pages like dot slash dot. Okay, and I guess you can go to a specific page. Oh, and you can carry parameters with it. Interesting. Alright. So we got this app shell. Essentially what's happening is when we go to the gradients page, it's not housing the page inside the app shell, it's just going to the page directly. So we have no way of coming back. I wonder if I can put a button that brings us back. Horizontal center and vertical center. Okay, I got a button. And let's just do an on click. What is it? Clicked. Sure, button clicked. There we go. Not MVVM by any means, just straight up code behind, but that's okay, just to try it out. So we should have a code behind file now, right there. And it has the button clicked event handler. So I'm wondering if I can just do this, but it's an await. So I should not do this, but I guess I can do an async void. And then I can do this. So we are going to ask the shell to go back, but it doesn't like this. It does not contain. What? Show potential fixes. No, I don't want to define a method. Is the shell this not included by any means? That can't be right. No. It knows what a shell is. Clearly there's no problem in that. Current dot go to async. Okay, why are you complaining then if you have it? Okay, so it needs a state. Or it needs a bool. So they may have just changed the APIs of what this looks like. I don't know what the state is, what they need us to pass. We can look into their docs. Animate. Okay, let's not animate. So what they put out is not accurate because it does not work. What is it? The shell navigation state URI representing either the current page or the... Well, then it is a URI I'm giving you. Why are you not liking it? Sorry, I got notifications pinging me on my watch. Alright, we have to look it up. James Montemagno, your code is not working as is. I'm kidding. I am just not following what they're asking us to do. Okay, shell navigation. Shell defines the following navigation related properties: routes, yeah, okay, register page routes. But I don't want to do routes. I thought I could just do ... Navigation also provides specifying a valid relative URI as an argument of the GoToSNG. The shell content object. Therefore, if all the routes have unique navigation, only by specifying a unique route. Okay, so that's what I gave you. I don't know why you are complaining. That's just a URI. Yeah, there we go. I don't know what the complaint was. So then I can do what James was doing, which is just ... So it just means go back. Jeez, Visual Studio. Okay. Does it build? It builds. Yes, it builds. Okay. I'm gonna hit debug and see what this actually does. We'll see if it works. So we go here, or the button doesn't have anything. But this one, the back is not going to work because it literally is on the same page. It's not doing anything. So let's fix it up because the button is looking hideous and it's... I can put these... I don't know. Can I put these here? And the button, I can give it a text. Just go back. Yeah. Alright, how about now? How about now? The gradient got taken away. Okay. We can try that later on. Okay, so go back doesn't do anything here. I understand because you're on the same page. But now if I do gradients here and we are on this page, it should have popped the first page in. And it does not work. Ah! Not nice. Let me freak out. Where's my freak out emoji? There you go. Confused robot. Okay, so what did I do to get you so upset? And why doesn't this work? So just centering it makes the gradient go away? That can't be true. Okay. Oh, it puts it on top. That is super weird. Like, that's the whole background of the whole stack layout. Alright. Is this one when I come to, this is when I want to go back. It's not working. And I think it may have to do with the way the routes are set up, and it's just not meant to do that. Because, like, for this to fully work, I don't think we're actually going to a page, are we? Because essentially this just mentions a shell and the local. See, this is the local views folder, and we're asking to render this gradients page. I don't think it's actually navigating, or is it hosting it within the same tabbed shell itself? I don't know. Maybe we'll put a breakpoint here and see what this current static property providing us with the current shell. Maybe we can inspect a little bit and see if it does actually have the first page on the stack. In this case it will not, but when I do this it should. Okay, so we hit this. Okay, current app shell. Yes, let me look into view app shell base class. Okay, children 3. Yes, 3 tabs. Current item gradients. Oh, see, it's not actually navigating. That's why. Effective fly backdrop background color brush. Now, what is the thing we just looked up for navigation? It needs button current item, current state of the type shell navigation state. Alright, so does it actually have shell navigation state? Can't be static member. Last navigating location. Observers, shell controller. So it's all within the same shell. That's what I'm thinking. Like it's not even going to a different page. Chat room, let me know if you know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to see when you put a flyout inside of a shell, does it actually go to that other page, or is it just staying on the shell? Because I'm trying to hook up some back button behaviors. Current state. Okay, location. Yeah, it doesn't have absolute path. It's okay. Shell content 9. User escaped false. I don't know. It's not using any of those non-public members. No. Non-public members here. Full location, flyout item. This could just be like my lack of knowledge of how the shell works, because I don't think it's actually navigating. Okay, alright. Can I force it, like they said? Want to go back to a page and navigate to a different page? Shell has you covered. Like in this case, like that's a page, but we are wanting to go back to the app shell. Can we do that? So the app shell, let me see. The gradients page is here. So if we do ... that's going to take you up to views. And then the app shell is inside the views. Yeah, so this should be doable, I think. Let's see if it blows up. Let us see if it blows up. Oops, where are you? Come back. Okay, we do that. Unable to figure out. Where do you want me to go? All right. But what I wanted to do was, like, when I actually do navigate with the flyout, that is a more of a clear navigation to this page. See, we are not inside the tab thing anymore, and it still complains, unable to figure out route. Okay, okay. And is it multiple pages? See, in this case, like, it's literally going from like a master to a detail page and then coming back. So mine is not true navigation. Does it work if I do this? Oh, it's already been almost an hour. I need to get lunch out for my kid. So go back. Okay, it doesn't break, but it just doesn't know what to do with it. I can put a breakpoint, and when I hit that, I am hitting it, it just doesn't know what the heck that is. Yeah, it's not breaking, it's just not going anywhere. Hey, hang on. Let me see if I can highlight messages in stream. Some days tech works with us, some days it doesn't. Let me see. Chat room there, and I think I can. There you go. Mr. Andy Schramm. Good to see you.
Hello.
Good to see you, Mr. Schramm. Hello, hello. That's my good friend Andy, and this beautiful year we have all been stuck to our homes, so we haven't seen our friends in a long time, so I miss you. I miss you all. Alright. Good to see you, Andy. Alright. What are we doing? So can I force it to actually go to a page? Maybe then it'll do the navigation. Because like this whole dot thing requires that you are not on the parent, you go from a parent to a child, but we are just not even navigating, so it just doesn't know what to do with it. Okay, let's do this. On this page we put another button, text, go forward, and when you clicked, I don't want to say button clicked again. Okay, so let's do back button clicked and forward button clicked. Right? Now what? So we're gonna make this back button clicked, and so the thing is, like, we have to stay within the shell, because otherwise the shell forgets who you are, and that's the thing that is I'm not clear on. Okay, so forward button, back button, app delegate can go away. Shall we just do another dummy page? Yeah. Uh-oh, what did I do? That's not the kind of page I want. It's just a CS file. No, go away. Delete. Yes. Just want a regular page. Content view with the code behind, that's what I wanted. Andy, I don't know if you're still around. Andy is a fellow streamer. Feel free to drop well, I don't know. Oh, Swami Streams is your handle for Twitch. So I see you folks are on like Wednesdays in the evening, talking about architecture and all the good stuff. All right, so we're gonna go label. New page. All right. So can we go to this dummy page when I click on that button, essentially? Yeah, so let me look up just pure navigation. Class page, model pages. Yeah, pushing stack in, that's what we're doing. Oh, so it needs you to be in a navigation page as compared to a shell. Eek. No, that's not what we want. We want shell navigation. Includes a URI-based route. Routes can be defined on the Flyout tab. So each Flyout item, well, each tab can have a route. Domestic. And then there is a route about. So maybe we just add a route to it. If a route is not set, whether the route is generated at runtime, however, generated routes are not guaranteed to be consistent. Okay. And he's saying I'm taking a break from my personal stream and focusing on the Dev Talk show. Yes, as you should, because it's great. So folks, if you want some really smart minds talking about architecture, go follow Swami and check out the Dev Talk show. Okay. So, can I just add a route and call it a day? So on the tab, I can define a route. No, not this one here. On the tab, what is it? It's just a route property on the tab. Okay. Route. Gradients, if I just give it a name. I do need to end in the next like 7 to 8 minutes because I need to get lunch out for the kid. Okay, so I added a route. What does that do though? Oh, you want me as the guest? Aha. Well then, you know where to find me, Andy. Just ping me. I'll hop on any day you want. I'm at your service. Alright. So the route, does that do anything? I'll take the forward button out. Let's just run with this. Oh, now it's going to complain that I don't have that. Alright. Well, it still works. It complains, but it still works. So now if I go to gradients, it knows that I went on a route. So go back. Still doesn't work. I don't know what the shell is doing. Maybe it's just like you have to forcibly register a route, and maybe otherwise it just doesn't like working. Perform the navigation. See, I'm not even navigating, that's the thing. Like when I go to that page, it's just pulling up the page inside the shell maybe. Because I tried doing that. Let's try doing that one more time. is this? Oh yeah, that can stay right now. I don't need the back button to do anything. So it's not in views. Can I just do app shell? I think it's going to complain because it doesn't know what that is. Go back. Yeah. I know. Okay, can I go to some other page? Jeez, this is getting too much. Simple navigation. So in my app shell, I think there are registered routes, right? So I can go to an item details, I can go to a new item page. Fine, can you do that? But it probably needs like a parameter to go to. Let's do the login page, because we have a login page here. It's just sitting out there, but it's not registered as a route. But the app shell here has the route of login page. I might give up on just figuring out the logging at another day, but let's just see. I think the thing is, like, I'm not even going anywhere. Not login shell. Login page. Gradients, go back. Relative routing to shell elements. Of course, I don't. Alright. I tried giving you the main thing and you were not happy, and the login page is sitting where exactly? It's just... How about this? Come on. So you get the same error because it doesn't like the URI of the login page. Okay. Alright, I'm going to stop here because this is just figuring out the login page. And what I was trying to do is use what James was suggesting you could do. But I think the problem is, like, I'm not actually pushing something in the stack and then popping it off because I'm not actually navigating out of the shell. It's still rendering inside of the flyout content, and it's just hosting the page inside of it. So I'll keep playing around with this maybe next week, next stream, but it's nice that you can do that. And essentially what we tried or started doing out this morning was just this, which was the 4.8 release, and stuff here works. So you can do gradients, you can do brushes, you can do radial. I didn't get to try the drag and drop, but even this like Flyout Backdrop color, that works too. So this brush thing is real nice and lets you use it everywhere. So in this case, you can see that I'm using I can get rid of the dummy pages. In the gradient page, like, I'm using the brush as a stack layout, and then also in the app shell, the Flyout Backdrop is a stack. So if I run this again, you can see that pink and orange brush that we're using. That shows up nicely when you do a flyout. So if I do that, like that. So that's the color that's rendered with the brush. And then obviously when I go to the page, this one's also a radiant or a gradient brush. So good little release from the Xamarin team, and yeah, good to play around with some fun stuff. Okay, I am over my planned time to stream this morning, but if you're around, you're going to see me again in just probably less than 2 hours. Codepalooza is going on. That's a favorite regional conference of ours. That's happening today and tomorrow. I started with workshops yesterday, so I'll be speaking this afternoon, and should be fun. I'm talking about mobile stuff and Visual Studio, so pretty much the same ideas that we're going to move forward. But we'll talk about Xamarin, we'll talk about web stuff and PWAs and all the good stuff. So I think I'm going to stop here and go have some lunch with the kid, and then come back and do my talk, and then the rest of the day goes. And hopefully all of you are having a nice day and be productive. Times are times are a little crazy and depressing, so I hope you're safe with your family. I hope you're happy. I love you. I love you all. We love you. So I am going to stop right here, bring the music down, and thank you again, and I shall see you on the next stream. Okay, bye-bye.